The room was silent except for the soft hum of strange machines. Pale blue lights blinked slowly like eyes watching from the dark. A man opened his eyes, and for a moment he thought he was dreaming. His body felt heavy, his chest rose with effort, and his throat burned like fire. He tried to move his arms, but cold wires pulled at his skin. He looked down, thin, weak arms, almost not his own. Tubes were connected to his chest and legs. His reflection flashed back at him from a curved glass wall. His face was pale, older, and his hair hung in messy strands. Confusion filled him. "Where am I?" His lips moved, but no sound came out. Then a voice broke the silence. It was calm, low, and not human. "Careful, human. You have been in a coma for over 20 years." The man froze. His heart pounded. 20 years? His mind screamed in disbelief. The last thing he remembered was ordinary. His office desk, a computer screen glowing late at night, the smell of coffee. That was yesterday, or was it? He tried to speak again. Or what? His voice cracked, weak like a child learning words. A tall figure stepped closer. The light revealed smooth silver skin, long arms, and large dark eyes. The figure wore a simple white robe, and on its chest glowed a small emblem moving like liquid. The alien bent down slightly, tilting its head, studying him with worried patience. "I am Supervisor Kale," it said, voice calm but firm. "You must not move too fast. Your muscles are weak, your body has been sleeping for a long time." Daniel, yes, that was his name, he remembered now, stared at the alien. His chest rose and fell quickly. He wanted to scream, but only a whisper escaped. This is not real." Kale blinked slowly, as if trying to show kindness. "It is real, Daniel. You were found. You were saved. But time has passed, more than you can imagine." Daniel's hand shook as he tried to pull the wires from his arms. The machines beeped in protest and his body trembled with pain. "I don't understand," he whispered. His voice echoed weakly in the strange room. Cal placed a long silver hand gently on his shoulder. "Do not fight. Listen first. You will have questions. Many questions. But you must stay calm." Daniel stared at the alien's eyes. They were deep, dark, and unreadable. He could not see lies there, but he could not see truth either. Only silence. The alien continued. "Your people, your world. Much has changed. You were found among ruins. You were one of the few still alive." Daniel's breath caught. His thoughts spun like broken glass. Ruins, few alive? What happened to Earth? His heart screamed for answers, but his weak body betrayed him. His eyelids felt heavy again. The alien's voice was the last sound he heard before his vision blurred. "Rest now, human, soon. You will understand everything." The lights dimmed, the hum grew softer, and the truth remained locked in shadow. Daniel opened his eyes again. Time had passed, minutes, hours, maybe days. He could not tell. The room was the same, glowing with pale blue light, but this time he noticed more details. Strange symbols ran across the walls like living handwriting. Machines pulsed with soft light, and clear tubes carried a glowing liquid to pods lined up along the sides of the room. Inside the pods, he saw shapes, people, humans. Some looked young, some old, but all were asleep, faces calm as if frozen in dreams. His chest tightened. He was not alone. The sound of steps pulled his attention, slow measured, not human. The tall silver-skinned being returned. Its robe brushed the ground, glowing faintly. Daniel felt fear, but also a strange calm. "You are awake again," the alien said. "That is good." Daniel tried to sit, but pain shot through his legs. He winced. Who are you?" His voice was still weak, but steadier than before. The alien bowed its head slightly. "I am Kale, Supervisor of Recovery. It is my duty to watch over survivors like you." "Survivors?" Daniel's throat went dry. "Survivors of what?" Kyle's eyes blinked slowly. It hesitated, as if searching for the right words. "You were found in a drifting station far from your world. Damaged, broken, but we kept you alive. 20 years passed while you slept." "Much has changed," Daniel shook his head. "No, that's impossible. Yesterday I was at work. I remember the smell of coffee. I remember my desk, my phone. I was on Earth," Kale's voice softened. "That Earth no longer exists as you remember it." Daniel's heart pounded. The words struck like knives. "What do you mean? What happened to Earth?" Kale didn't answer right away. It turned, walking slowly to one of the pods. The glass lid reflected its silver face as it spoke. "Your species fought. They built weapons too powerful. They reached into places they did not understand. The cost was great. Daniel gripped the side of his bed. His mind screamed, "No, this is wrong. It's a dream, a trick." But deep down a cold fear whispered that it was true. He looked again at the sleeping humans. Why am I awake then? Why not them? Cale turned back, its dark eyes unreadable. Because you must be the first. The others are not ready. And you? It paused, studying him carefully. You are different, Daniel's stomach twisted. Different how? The alien did not reply. Instead, it moved closer, placing a long silver finger over the wires on his arm. The machines beeped and pain spread like fire through his veins. Daniel gasped. Your body is weak, Kyle said, almost whispering. But inside, you are stronger than before. Stronger than most humans ever were. Daniel's eyes widened. Stronger? What had they done to him? Cale stepped back, its robe shifting like smoke. Rest, Daniel. Soon you will walk. Then you will see the truth. For now you must trust me. Trust. The word echoed in Daniel's head. He lay back, staring at the ceiling filled with glowing symbols. He did not trust Cale, but he knew one thing. Answers were coming, and he was not sure he wanted to hear them. Daniel woke to the sound of voices. Not human voices, but low and musical, like whispers carried through water. His eyes opened slowly, and he saw two aliens speaking near the wall. Their silver skin caught the glow of the machines, and their words flowed in a strange language. When they noticed he was awake, the voices stopped. One of them left silently while Supervisor Cale remained. Daniel pushed himself up on shaking arms. His muscles still felt weak, but his mind was sharper now. Kyle, he said, his voice rough. I need answers. No more waiting. What happened to me? What happened to Earth? Kyle moved closer, standing tall beside his bed. Its dark eyes reflected the blinking lights of the machines. For a moment it did not speak. Then in a quiet tone it said, Your world is gone. The words hit Daniel like ice water. His chest tightened. Gone? What do you mean gone? Cities don't just disappear. Planets don't just vanish. Kyle's voice was calm, too calm. Your species destroyed itself. War, pollution, weapons. The cycle ended with fire. The Earth you knew cannot be returned. Daniel shook his head violently. No, you're lying. I remember my office, my street, my friends. I was there. I lived there. Cale tilted its head. Yes, you remember, but memories can lie. Some of yours are missing. Daniel froze. His heart raced. What are you talking about? Cale's gaze stayed on him. Do you remember your last day? Before you awoke here? Daniel opened his mouth to answer, but nothing came. His last memory stopped at his desk. The smell of coffee. The hum of a computer. But after that, nothing. A black wall. No, he whispered. I don't remember. Kyle leaned closer. That is because it was taken from you. Your mind was damaged. Some memories were sealed away to protect you. Perhaps forever. Daniel's breath grew fast. You did this? You took my memories? Cale did not deny it. You could not survive the truth then. Your body and your mind were too fragile. You had to heal first. Anger burned in Daniel's chest. You had no right. He tried to stand, but his legs gave way and he fell back onto the bed. The machine screamed with beeps and pain shot through his body. Cale placed a long hand on his shoulder, holding him down gently. Rest, anger will only harm you. Soon you will know everything, but not yet. Daniel turned his head away, teeth clenched. He felt powerless, broken. The alien spoke of lost memories, of Earth destroyed, but his heart refused to accept it. Somewhere deep inside he felt the truth was different. And then, just as his eyes closed again, Daniel heard something. A faint sound. Not alien, not mechanical. It was a human voice. A whisper, soft but clear, drifting from one of the pods. Daniel, help us. Daniel's eyes shot open. His heart raced. The whisper was still in his ears, soft, human, pleading. He turned toward the row of glowing pods. They stood like silent coffins, each filled with pale faces. His chest tightened. Were they alive? Or only echoes of his imagination? Before he could call out again, Cale stepped into view. The silver-skinned supervisor walked with calm precision, as though nothing unusual had happened. You should not strain yourself, Cale said. Your body is still recovering. Daniel ignored the warning. His trembling hand pointed at the pods. Them, who are they? Are they alive? Cale's gaze followed his finger. For a moment, silence filled the room. Then in its calm voice, the alien answered, They are your people, survivors, like you. Daniel's chest burned. Then why are they still asleep? Why am I the only one awake? Kyle did not blink. Because you are different. The word sent a chill down Daniel's spine. Different. Always the same answer, but never an explanation. He forced himself to sit up straighter, though pain lanced through his body. Show me, I want to see this place. All of it. For the first time, Cale hesitated. Then it gave a slow nod. Very well. But you must walk carefully. With Cale's help, Daniel slid off the bed. His legs shook, muscles stiff from years of sleep, but he forced them to move. Step by step, they crossed the glowing chamber. The air smelled faintly metallic, like storms trapped indoors. The doors at the far wall opened with a hiss. Beyond them stretched a wide corridor filled with soft blue light. Strange symbols glowed across the walls, pulsing like veins of a living creature. Daniel's eyes widened. This was no hospital. It was a fortress. Cale guided him past rows of chambers. Inside, more humans slept in pods, their faces pale, their bodies thin. Some pods glowed bright, alive with energy. Others were dark and empty, the glass lids covered in frost. Daniel's stomach twisted. He whispered, "How many of us are left?" Cale's answer was simple. "Fewer than you wish." They walked further. Alien workers moved silently in the background, their tall bodies bending over consoles, their long fingers tapping symbols Daniel could not read. Each one glanced at him, then quickly turned away as if he were something dangerous. Daniel felt the weight of their stares. He wasn't just a patient. He was being watched, studied. Finally, Cale stopped before a massive door made of black metal. Strange marks burned faintly on its surface. "This," Cale said, "is the heart of the facility. Not all truths are ready for you, but soon you will see." Daniel's hand curled into a weak fist. His chest burned with questions, with anger. Yet deep inside, fear grew stronger. If this place held the truth, then maybe he wasn't ready to see it. And from behind the black door, he thought he heard something, like pounding fists. Like trapped voices begging to be free. The pounding from behind the black door echoed in Daniel's ears long after Cale led him away. His legs trembled, but not only from weakness. Fear coiled inside him. Something was wrong here. Something Cale was not saying. They returned to the recovery chamber, the pods glowing softly in the half-dark. Daniel lowered himself back onto the bed, but his eyes never left Cale. "You're hiding things from me," Daniel said quietly. Cale did not deny it. Instead, the alien's deep eyes studied him, unreadable. "You are not ready for everything." Daniel clenched his jaw. He was tired of half-truths. He turned his head toward the pods, watching the still faces of sleeping humans. His people, his kind. He remembered the whisper he had heard before. "Daniel. Help us." Were they alive? Were they calling to him? The silence broke when the door at the far end slid open. Two aliens entered, their robes dark, their movements hurried. They didn't notice Daniel at first. Their voices were sharp, almost angry. "He is not ready," one said in their liquid language. "He must be," the other replied. "The war is coming." Daniel's breath caught. War? His eyes narrowed, his heart hammering. He listened harder, his ears straining to catch every word. "If he learns the truth now," the first hissed, "he may resist. He may turn against us." "That is a risk we must take," the second said firmly. "He was chosen. Without him, everything fails." The two stopped suddenly, realizing Daniel was watching them. Silence fell like a heavy curtain. Their dark eyes locked on him. Then, without another word, they left. The door hissed shut. Daniel turned slowly to Cale. "What truth? What war?" His voice shook with anger. "Tell me." Cale stood perfectly still. For the first time, its calm voice carried weight, almost sadness. "You were not only saved, Daniel. You were prepared." "Prepared?" Daniel whispered. Kyle's long fingers brushed the air, and a console lit up beside the bed. Holograms flickered to life. Images filled the room. Earth cities, once bright with lights, now broken ruins. Towers shattered. Oceans blackened. Firestorms sweeping across continents. Daniel's throat closed. His world. His home. The hologram shifted. Armies of humans, but not the humans he remembered. They wore strange armor, their eyes cold. They fought not against aliens, but against one another. Nations tearing each other apart. And then came the final image. Massive alien warships crossing the skies, weapons burning the clouds. Daniel stumbled back, his chest heaving. No, this isn't real." Kyle's voice was calm, too calm. "It is. Your people fell, and when they fell, others came. Some to conquer, some to save. We were among the ones who saved. Daniel shook his head, his eyes burning with rage. You call this saving? Keeping us in cages? Filling our heads with lies? Cale did not answer. The silence was worse than words. In that silence, Daniel knew one thing for certain. The cracks in their story were growing wider, and soon he would break through them. Daniel's hands trembled as the holograms faded into darkness. The ruined earth, the broken armies, the alien ships, his mind fought against it all. His world could not be gone. His life could not have ended 20 years ago, and yet, the images felt too sharp, too heavy to be lies. He turned to Cale, anger and fear burning together. Why me? Why am I awake? Why show me this? Kyle stood silent for a long time. The machines hummed softly in the background, filling the gap. Finally, the alien spoke in a low voice. Because you were not saved by chance, Daniel. You were chosen. Daniel's chest tightened. Chosen for what? Cale stepped closer, its tall frame casting a long shadow across the floor. Before your coma, you were a soldier. The words hit like a blow. Daniel's head spun. A soldier? His memory screamed against it. He remembered office papers, computer screens, coffee cups. Not weapons. Not battlefields, no, he whispered. That's wrong. You've changed my mind. You've stolen my memories. Cale's dark eyes glimmered. Some memories were sealed. Others were rewritten by time. But the truth remains. You were part of a project. Your DNA was modified. Your body was built for survival when others could not endure. Daniel's stomach twisted. Modified? What did you do to me? Kyle lifted one long silver hand and pressed it gently against Daniel's chest. The touch was cold, but beneath it Daniel felt something else, an energy pulsing inside him. His heart beat stronger, faster, sharper. His skin prickled with heat. You are no longer only human, Cale said. You are stronger, faster, more resilient. You were made to lead. Daniel jerked back, his breath ragged. Lead what? A war I never asked for? Against enemies I don't even know? Cale's gaze did not waver. Without you, your kind will die. Without you, even we cannot survive. The words hung heavy in the air. Daniel's fists clenched. He felt anger at being used, fear of what he had become, and a deep sorrow for a world he barely remembered. He wanted to scream, to fight, but his body shook with exhaustion. Finally, his voice broke the silence. So that's it. You kept me alive to use me, to turn me into your weapon. Kyle tilted its head slightly, almost as if in pity. Not weapon, leader. You are the bridge between our people. You are the key. Daniel's chest ached. He looked again at the rows of sleeping humans, their pale faces pressed against the glass. His people, his responsibility. I didn't ask for this, he said softly. Cale's answer was final. No one asked for destiny. It is given. Daniel lowered his head, torn between fury and despair. He wanted to deny it, to run from it, but deep inside, the strange energy pulsing in his chest whispered that Kyle was not lying. And with that truth came a terrifying thought. Maybe he really was different. The room was quiet, too quiet. Daniel sat on the edge of the bed, Cale's words echoing in his mind. Leader, different, chosen. He wanted to reject them, to scream that he was just a man who once lived an ordinary life. But the energy beating in his chest told another story. His eyes drifted to the pods, rows of silent humans trapped between life and death. Were they counting on him? Did they know what he had become? His throat tightened. He had no answers. Suddenly, the silence shattered. A loud alarm blared through the facility, sharp, metallic, urgent. Red lights flashed across the walls, bathing the chamber in a bloody glow. The machines buzzed louder. Symbols on the walls flickered, and a low rumble shook the floor. Daniel jumped to his feet, ignoring the pain in his weak legs. What's happening? He shouted over the noise. Kyle's calm face was gone. The alien's eyes widened, its voice edged with fear. They are here. Daniel's blood ran cold. Who? Cale's answer was sharp, quick. The enemy. The doors to the chamber slid open and alien workers rushed inside, their robes whipping behind them. They spoke rapidly in their liquid language, pointing at the ceiling, at the walls, at the pods. Daniel caught only fragments in their tone. Panic, urgency, despair. Kyle turned to him. Listen to me. You have no more time to doubt. The battle has come to us. You must stand. Daniel shook his head, heart pounding. I can't fight. I don't even know what's out there. You will, Cale insisted, its voice fierce now. The strength inside you will wake when you need it most. But you must choose. If you stay here, the others will die before they ever wake. The words stabbed into him. Daniel's eyes darted back to the pods. Dozens of humans lay frozen in their sleep, unaware that danger clawed at their door. Their faces were pale, fragile. Depending on him, the floor shook harder. From somewhere above came a deep crash, followed by a scream, not human but alien, high and sharp. The ceiling lights flickered, sparks raining down. Daniel's fists clenched. His body still felt weak, but beneath the weakness was that strange pulse, that energy waiting to be unleashed. He could feel it like fire in his veins. Cale stepped closer, voice low and steady. This is your moment, Daniel. You are not only human. You are more. Without you, both our people fall. Daniel's chest rose and fell in heavy breaths. His mind screamed to run, to hide, but his heart whispered something else, something dangerous. Maybe this was his fate. Maybe Cale was right. The alarm grew louder, the rumbling closer. Then came the sound of metal tearing, as if claws ripped through steel. The door at the far end shook violently. Sparks flew as deep dents appeared in its surface. Whatever was outside was breaking in. Daniel's eyes locked on the door. Fear and fire mixed in his chest. He did not know if he was ready, but the choice was no longer his. The door cracked open with a roar, and the enemy finally arrived.